Hey guys, thought I would do a short video. I've done pictures. You guys have probably seen pictures, but I thought I'd do a short video of this model. First, before I show you the model and tell you stuff about it, I want to talk about some of the things you need to know if you want to start building models. First of all, let's start off with the type of glue you will be using. You can't use any glue, just any glue. Special glue you get, I use testers. There's special glue you can get, kind of like a cement. A little bit goes a long way, you don't have to use a lot. I used one whole tube on this, and it came with two. The cement doesn't come with the kit, but it comes with two because that's normally what you would use. But a little bit goes a long way. So that's about the glue. It's called. You can get, there's different brands, but it's testers that I use. You can get it for $4, pack of 2. $4. Okay. Now I want to talk a little bit about the paint. Alright. When you're painting models, you can't just use any type of paint. It's the best paint I would use is acrylic enamel paint. It smells like, it has a strong smell, so you have to have ventilation when you're doing it. Plus, if you don't have ventilation, it can give you a headache. So that's why I'm right by a window. Always keep the window open when I'm doing this. It's kind of like nail polish, except it's way stronger and it is permanent. Alright, so this one, it's also testers. I got, in this one, it's an $11 paint set. Gold, blue, silver, red, black, green, yellow, white. And this thing right here is called paint thinner. So if the paint gets a little tacky inside its glass jar, then you can use the paint thinner just a little bit and shake the paint up and it goes back to normal again. So yeah, this was $11. This paint set, and if no matter if you're doing this stuff, even though I used it on a military model, I would use this more on cars, motorcycles, semis, civilian vehicles. But it is good for ships, warships like this. Alright. And to clean your brushes. Well, let me show you the brushes I have. You can only use certain brushes, because again, only certain brushes work on certain paint. This one, it came with a bunch of brushes, different sizes. This was $4 at Walmart. So, make sure you get the brush that uses the matching substance as your paint. An easy way to get the paint off your brushes when you're cleaning them is nail polish remover. I got this at Walmart, $2. Goes a long way, especially when you're cleaning brushes. Oh, another thing about the paint, even if you shake it up the first time you use it, and I'm not just talking a little bit like shake like that, you have to literally shake it up for about a minute, get it kind of primed. Shake it up every time. You don't just have to shake it up one time, because if not, the paint will get watered down and it will flow right off whenever you paint it on. When you're painting and you have to block off stuff and you're worried about touching other stuff with the paint, use masking tape. It's an easy fix. What I did with the black and red on this, which you'll see in a minute, I masked off the red and the gray, painted the black. Masked off, after the black dried, masked off the black and the gray, painted the red. You don't have to do it for everything, it's just if you don't feel comfortable and you feel like you're going to get it on other things, then use the masking tape. Alright. When the directions, I got that masking tape for like $5 at Walmart, by the way. When you're using, sometimes when you have to hold the stuff together while you're gluing it, you can use clothespins, small clothespins. They're about, I don't know, 3 inches long. Well, no, not even 3 inches. About 1 inch long. Alright. So we've gone through that. We've gone through what all you would need to start. Now let's get to let's talk a little bit about model building. When you're model building, you have to have some patience. You can't just do it all in one day. You can't just do it in 2 days. You have to paint everything first. Then you have to build it by sections after you paint on it. And make sure you have an area that you will use all the time. I use this glass desk. You can probably tell I use it a lot because there's paint all over it. Paint and dry glue all over it. Well, cement. And make sure you have a light so you can see those small things that you might miss. Like I said, when you're painting, make sure you have ventilation. And yeah. Alright, now let's talk a little bit about the set before I show you all things about the ship. This is Revell. This ship is made by Revell. It's U.S.S. Arizona. Came with 160 pieces plus these 2 stands. So about 162 if you count the stands. $30. Pretty good beginner model. It's not a snap tight, but it's not that hard either. Now let's talk about the ship. Well, first let's talk about the pros and cons of the ship. The cons about the ship are, which I'm about to show you, these 2 watchtowers and the one right here. The cabins that went on them did not stick right because they did not have the holes in them. So I had to modify these a little bit, so I put this one here. And I left this one without a cabin. It just has like a deck. Alright, those are the cons about the ship. Oh, and these propellers. You might have to modify them like I did. Put them in a slightly different place. Alright, now let's talk about the ship. The U.S.S. Arizona was sunk in Pearl Harbor, in the bombing of Pearl Harbor. And it was served in World War II. And alright, let's get talking about its physical features. This is painted the whole bottom red. I did a small black stripe all the way across. There's a small gap here, so it's fine. It comes together fine. The decks fit on right. It's just a little thing that they did when packaging it, or not packaging it, but molding it. Alright, these propellers, I painted them gold and black. 2 on each side, because you have to glue the body together. Alright, now let's start from back here. There's a small little lifeboat crane. Oh, and I painted the railings gold. The railings are part of the ship, so you don't have to attach those. Alright. This is a crane to lift up the lifeboats. I left that gray. This is like an airplane launcher. Since it wasn't a carrier, it didn't have a runway. This is a cannon. 3 triple barrel artillery. And this is the same one, except it has an airplane launcher on it with a small little airplane on it. More lifeboat cranes, both sides. The cabin. Stairs, like a staircase to get down to like this is where like all the rooms were. Stuff inside. Back here was where the engine rooms were. Bed, sleeping rooms, kitchens, etc. Let's get a small view over it. Alright, so this is, like I said, the cabin, the airplane launcher, 2 artillery ones. These ones don't move, but I made these ones be able to move. Alright, now to the most important area of the ship where all the work goes on. Start at the bottom. These golden cannons, artillery cannons. And then you got silver, I painted them silver, anti-air guns. You can see them. You got lifeboats. Like I said, the lifeboat cranes, the cabin. This is where all the fume, like the smoke and stuff, goes from the engine. It's called the stacks. It has some spotlights here. This is the cabin where like all the control systems go. Got another little watchtower here. Radar equipment. I know this camera doesn't have good quality. Then you got your small, like I said, these triple barrel artillery cannons. This one's a little wobbly, I'll have to fix that, but these move. Then this signaling port. Golden chains. Kind of like to hold the artillery cannons in the bow. Same features on this side as the other one. You got your anti-air guns. Cannons on the other side. So let's get an overhead. Let's get an overhead view. This side only has 1 staircase, this side has 2. Let's get this view. Alrighty. You've seen the ship. Like I said, Revell is a very popular model brand. Yeah, I'm losing my voice in here, so sorry about the raspiness. I have to say Revell did a pretty good job with this. It took me about a week to build. Paint and build all together. I highly recommend this model to people who are entering the intermediate stage of model building. And I have to say, like I said, Revell did a very great job on this. Hope you liked the video. Hope it inspired you to do some model building. It's a great stress reliever, guys. And if you do get this model, enjoy.